Wes, thank you so much for being willing to meet with us here today. As we're starting up Immigrant Connection, I'm really excited to be backed kind of by the Northwest District. And I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about why this is important to the Northwest District and the churches out here.
So, if we're actually going to reach our region for Christ, we have to consider the fact that there are millions of people that are not really being connected with in any way, actually being ignored. And part of that has to do with their ethnicity, but part of that has to do with their journey to us, right? That journey to us has created a disconnect, and it's keeping us from reaching them. And it's through these efforts, like you're initiating, that we'll first be able to make connection, right? Nice word, right? But first be able to make connection with folks that first need a family, first need somebody to welcome them and say, actually, we're here to help, and we'll help you figure stuff out. We're for you. We're not just, for our mindset or whatever else. We're for you first. Let's figure out what that means. And so if we're going to be serious about reaching our community, immigrants are now part of our community, and they have such an impact. And sometimes it's simply a matter of walking across the street, because they're everywhere now. I'm aware now, I think it's 51 million people in the United States just come from South America. And I think it's in 2025, we expect it to be 119 million. So not only have we had an influx of immigrants, but we're about to have a whole lot more. And if we're to be what Jesus asked us to be, we're going to be right in the thick of that. And I think Immigrant Connection is going to help the Wesleyan Church, help the Northwest District, help churches getting planted to be right in the thick of that. So absolutely, I think it's a huge deal.
I love how you're speaking a little bit about connecting with the community and becoming one with the people who are already here, and that unity piece is so key. How do you see this playing a piece with the heart of God, or I guess the heart of the church?
Yeah, so 2 or 3 things. One would be, of course, heaven's going to be pretty full of immigrants, right? And so as we all immigrate there, we're all going to become one. And I think an effort like Immigrant Connection helps us become one now. And so I think it's at the very heart of who God is. I mean, obviously, He's a loving God, and we're all equal before His throne, and so that's all part of it too. But I think the more we connect and become one, the more, we pray this prayer, right? Your kingdom come, your will be done. Well, this is how we do that. This is how we do that. So absolutely.
And one of the really big pushes right now in the Northwest District is multiplication, right? We want to not stay stagnant. We want to grow, not by just pulling people in, but rather by sending people. How might Immigrant Connection play a little piece with multiplication? How do you see that connection there?
Yeah, it's a great question. So here's the deal. So when you're an immigrant, you understand a journey from one place to another and all that's involved with that, right? So there's nobody in the world, I think, more capable of understanding what it feels like to be sent, and conversely, maybe more willing to be sent. And so an initiative like Immigrant Connection connects us to the very people who by very nature, they're going to be in various places, right? Jobs and other things are going to take them there. And by loving and serving them, and then being a launching base for wherever it is that God ends up placing them, we have just created this kingdom force that's unstoppable. It's just unstoppable. So I think it can be a key piece in multiplication. I really do.
Again, I love how you bring it back into the hands and the heart of God, of like God's power. He's going to use however and whatever He wants to use. And so being able to use even the legal world and even immigration, right, as being a place where He can reach out to His people and then send them out from there. I'm excited, and we're very thankful to have you walk alongside us in this journey.
Yeah, I couldn't be more excited. I was just in the city where you live. And it's interesting, there's so many people who tell me, you can't build a church here. It's post-Christian, it's post-truth, it's post whatever. And there's some true facts about where culture is in places like that, right? There's some true facts there. But you know where the answer is. It's with the immigrants. Because they know God. They believe in God. They bring this value system in many cases to our world. And so instead of viewing them as the problem, I think they're the solution. And but it goes back to, we have to want more for them than from them, right? So this has to be about loving them first. This can't be just a strategic kind of thing. But I think if you want more for them than from them, they understand that, and it makes a big difference. So yeah, thank you for all you're doing. By the way, this initiative is. I know you guys you desperately need funding, you desperately need partnership, you desperately need all these kind of things. All great initiatives start out under-resourced, underpowered, and all the rest. But that's how the great things get started. So don't give up. This is fantastic.